I have exactly 25 days left to save my life, or I'll be buried alive in a grave that does not even have my name on it. My name is Intle, and I am currently living here in Centon. I have changed the place where I am staying every night at around 3 a.m. This does not happen like each and every day when I wake up in a cemetery, but at 3 a.m. I know that I wake up and I will be so cold, sleeping on my bathroom floor. I don't know what removes me from the bed and leaves me in the bathroom shivering. And if it happens that I find myself in a cemetery, I have to wait until the sun comes up. I just find a place to hide, and I don't get scared anymore of seeing ghosts in the cemetery. I have seen it all. Then in the morning, when people have woken up, I can contact my driver, or sometimes I can just look for transport and return back home. My driver does not even know that when I call him to tell him that I want him to come and pick me up from a certain spot, not at the cemetery, because it will be very weird. I just walk away from the cemetery and I just keep quiet. I don't give him any explanation as to how I have managed to get where I will be without a car. Yet I have more than 6 cars that are parked in my driveway. I thought that I had made it, but I did not know that the spirit of this Malawian man was going to come back to haunt me even more. Brother Nashim, I am writing this because I am terrified. It was back in 2018 when I met my husband, whom I'll call Godfrey. He was a man that was from Malawi. He was a very hard-working man. Godfrey, before I met him, he was very successful. When he arrived in South Africa, he said in 2003, he met a South African woman and then they got married. And they never had any kids. And after that woman had passed away, he did not want to marry again. I felt so lucky when I came into his life because he was someone that had a successful logistics business in Durban. He loved me with everything that he had. He bought for me a car because I told him that I was struggling. By then, I was still working at the municipality. I would go there, park my car, then we would go out with the guys to go and clean. And he had bought for me a nice little family car. And as for my mother, he loved my mom with all of his heart. He treated my family as if we were royalty. My brothers were the ones that were greedy. They started with their greediness. Then they said to Godfrey, you can't stay with our sister forever without paying anything. At least you have to give us something. You have to marry him and you have to pay lobola. He then said that he was going to consult with his relatives back in Malawi because he had not been in Malawi in a number of years. But then I pushed him to marry me and I said, show me that you love me. And I was also greedy. We then got married. We rushed the whole process. We went to court and I had a marriage certificate, which meant that everything that belonged to Godfrey, it belonged to me. And with my greediness, one of my brother came to me. He was not even shy about it. He then said to me, I want you to have a child with your husband so that when he dies, even if his family comes to South Africa and then they say that they want the wealth, we will be able to defend you. If you stay like this with your husband without a child, I know that it is going to be difficult for you. I then said, okay, it's fine. I could not tell my brother that me and Godfrey, we had tried. I had even gone to Clicks. I had even bought some omega pills that you can drink to prepare for you to fall pregnant. I had used different types of medication to cleanse my womb, but nothing was working. And it was now reality for me that Godfrey, he could not impregnate a woman. That is why he had stayed for a long time with his late wife without them ever having a child together. I then asked him about children. He said that he so wished that we had a child together. I went back to my ex-husband and then I had a child with my ex-husband. Whenever Godfrey was not around. I would sneak out, I would go and sleep with my ex-husband until I realized that I was pregnant. Godfrey knew that the child was his, but he did not want to say it. The time that he passed away, that was when he told me when he was passing away that he knew that Malcolm, our son, was not his son. This he said when he was dying. And this is how I killed my husband. I'll say that it was in 2021. I started to listen to a friend who told me that she had managed to get rid of her husband so that she can benefit from the life insurance. The husband had the habit of going around impregnating any woman that he found. And then she did not want to lose the life insurance to these other women. And then when she had gone to Venda for a funeral, that was when she spoke with this other auntie of hers, and she was given a powder. This is like poison, but even if the corpse of that person that would have died because of food poisoning, even if they try to look at the intestines of that dead person, they won't see anything because this powder, it works really slow. She said to me, Zintle, do you know that since you told me that your husband, he suspects that the boy is not yours, if he decides to kick you out, you are not going to do anything. And if his Malawian family comes here, they will kick you out and they will say that you are a prostitute. But if you are able to control him, give him slow poison, then he dies. You are married anyway, so that you can be able to enjoy his money and you won't have to worry anymore about going back to your baby daddy. Then he sleeps with you so that you can be able to get a little bit of money from him. If you give him this slow poison, the police, the Malawian family, even if they try to investigate, they won't see anything. They will just say that since he got sick for a long time, it was his long illness that killed him. I started putting a tiny pinch of the powder. So this powder that was given to me, it was gray powder that I would put into his tea each and every morning. This I did for more than 6 months. I watched the man that I had promised to love getting thinner and thinner. He started losing weight. It was as if he had cancer. I took him to private doctors who told him that he had too many toxins in his body, and they recommended that we do a detox. We did so many detox stuff. He kept on saying to me, Zintle, I need to go back to Malawi. I'm so weak. I can't do anything. Please allow me to go to Malawi. By then, he was too weak. He could not even walk himself to the bathroom. Then I got a phone call from his sister from Malawi, and the family in Malawi, they begged me to send him home so that they could try traditional healing. And I said, never. I can't send my husband to Malawi. If I send him to Malawi, they are going to see that I gave him slow poison. So I refused. I told them that in Malawi, there were no hospitals. They said, this woman, she is very racist. How can you say that in Malawi, there are no hospitals? I told them that in Africa, the best doctors can be found in South Africa, and they were the best. I lied to them that I was taking him to the best doctors, even to the Sangomas. I would just take some earphones, plug them on whilst he was crying, saying that he wants to go to Malawi, watching him die slowly. Then he told me that he was not feeling okay. I then took him to a private medical facility that I can't mention by name. When I took him there, I would be with him. I would pretend as if I was crying. I did not even cry at all. I just wanted him gone, and I had everything planned out what I was going to do with his body after he would have died. The day that my husband passed away, when I went to visit him early in the morning, I even had some flowers as well as a cheeseburger because he loved those ones very well. And then he looked at me and he whispered and he said that he knew that Malcolm was not his son and he was ready to die. He told me to give his relatives the wealth that belonged to them. If I was going to take something, I was supposed to take just a little bit because I had not given him a child. I then said, "You're not going to die," but I knew that he was going to die. I just wanted him to die before his relatives could come to South Africa, and then he would tell his relatives that Malcolm was not his son. After he had passed away, I got him cremated 2 days after he had died. I had him cremated quickly against his culture's wishes, for he was Muslim, and then we buried his remains at Stalwood Cemetery in Durban. I did not want him sent to Malawi because I did not want to deal with his Malawian family. I thought that it was okay, it was over. I did not want to get involved in this logistics business. We sold the trucks at the auction and we pocketed a lot of money, and from Durban returned back to Joburg. And I started to live my soft life in Sandton, even though this is not where I am staying. I thought that I was free. Life in Sandton, it was everything that I had dreamed of. I was living a very beautiful life, popping bottles, going to posh clubs, living in a penthouse with a view of the whole of the city. But then that was when this dead man stopped staying in Durban. Nashi, it started on the first anniversary of his death. I was asleep when I felt that there was something that was sitting on my chest. I opened my eyes, and then that was when I saw George. He was sitting on my chest. He did not look like the man that I had married. He looked something that was so scary. He was like a zombie, and he was so whitish, grayish, I don't know. He did not even speak with his mouth. He did not even open his mouth at all. I'm even getting scared to tell you how he looked like. It is like I can even see him right now in my room, standing in front of me. Let me go outside, brother, so that I can finish my confession. He spoke directly into my brain, and then I heard him saying, "Take me back to my country, Zinhle." That was what he was saying. It was as if this man, he was connected to me. He did not even need to talk to me using his mouth. I felt as if I was inside of a graveyard. I felt as if I was being buried alive. I felt as if I was dead. I tried to ignore it. I went to a prophet, a South African prophet. I went to a Sangoma. And this prophet, he really got me bad. What he did to me, he said, "If you can give more money to the church, this ghost will go away." This happened when I went back to Durban to complain to this prophet, and I knew that he was very powerful. I donated money to his church. Nothing happened. This man ended up sleeping with me in his taxi. He had a taxi, this man. He said, "Sleep with me, and this ghost, you will never see him again." Right after sleeping with him, I nearly got him arrested, but I was scared that this man, since he is a fake prophet, maybe he's even using some juju. He might use juju on me. After sleeping with that prophet, when I was walking to my car, I saw the ghost of George. He was standing close to my car, and I wanted to run away, but I said, "This is what it is," and I told that prophet to accompany me because I was too scared to drive the car on my own. And I kept on seeing George telling me to return back the wealth to his relatives, and these hauntings, they became worse. I went to a Sangoma who did everything that she thought was possible. I had to bring her to Joburg, and it is expensive for you to bring a traditional healer to your house from another province. She came with red Durban soil that she made me to put on my bed, in my shoes, everywhere, in my handbag. I would walk around in the mall with red soil in my handbag, in my shoes, everywhere, but I would always find that this man, the ghost, he would always return to me at night. Sometimes he can pull my hair whilst I am sleeping, drag me from the bed, and he will keep on saying that, "You are going with me to Malawi. Since you do not want to take me to Malawi, I am taking you to Malawi. Why did you bury me in Durban? I do not belong in Durban. Take me back to my village. It's like I am a prisoner to this ghost. If I am not drunk, it is worse. The hauntings that happen in my house, they are so scary. The dreams that I have at all the times, I always see myself walking through a cemetery. The most terrifying thing, it happened last week. I went to bed in my Senton penthouse. Then I remember locking the door, setting the alarm, but when I woke up, I was not in my bedroom. I did not see the ceiling, the windows, everything did not look familiar. It was pitch black and I was feeling cold. I felt grass that was against my legs. I looked around and my heart nearly stopped. I was in the middle of Stellarwood Cemetery in Durban. I was wearing my pajamas that I went to sleep in when I was in Joburg. In front of me, there he was, George. He was sitting on top of a grave. I don't know how I got there. Durban is how many kilometers? More than 600 kilometers away from Senton. There is no way that I could have ever walked or driven there in my sleep. I was in my silk pajamas, no cell phone, nothing. I was kneeling close to where we buried George. And then I saw him, and then he said to me, "The time is short, Zinhle. Take me back to Malawi. I need to rest close to where my ancestors was." I screamed, and then I ran towards this other shop. After I had seen some security guards, I told them that I was beaten by my husband. I lied to them. They said that they were going to call the police, and I said, "No, please help me to do an Uber. I don't even have money right now." Did an Uber, and this Uber took me to a hotel. I was looking like a mad woman. I really did not care when I was by the reception area as people were looking at me because I understood my situation. It was not normal. I asked for the receptionist. I ended up giving her a lot of money after I had contacted a friend whom I told to book a room for me and to give me some money. She did a couple of e-wallets and then I got the money, stayed at that hotel, bought clothes, rented out a car. Oh my God, I tried to rent out a car, no license. I had to come back to Joburg in a bus, someone that has money like me. So this is where I am right now. I am supposed to return back the ashes of my ex-husband to Malawi and to apologize to his relatives. Tell me, brother, I have the money, but this money that I have right now, it is the money from my own business. I can't just take out millions and millions and go with them to Malawi. What is SARS going to say? You can't withdraw maybe 3 million, then you just go with it to Malawi. And the ghost is saying to me, if you do not return my ashes, my body to Malawi, then I am going to make you to run mad. I don't want to contact that family. God knows what they are going to do to me. This was a man that I used to love, but my brothers, they were the ones that made me to do some of the things that I did not even want to do. This is my confession to anyone that is dating a foreign guy or any man who is wealthy. Do not let your family come in between you and your husband or your boyfriend, because your family will tell you to kill for money. Please don't ever kill for what you did not work for. The spirit of this man, he haunts me. I'll come back with the update. There is somewhere where I am supposed to go to. They said that they can assist me there in Venda. I'm supposed to go there very soon. I'm still communicating with the prophet. If I manage to go there, I will come back with my update. Your dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. If you have any confessions that you have sent to us, please do not delete your confessions. This was a message that she sent to me. Let us speak with him in the comment section. Your strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.